Hey everybody, Starter's back with another daily high ELO casting. Today's special guest is going to be Dyrus. He's been playing a lot lately, so that's going to be really nice. But I am excited about Support Daddy's Fiddlesticks, because I'm a huge fan of all the Fiddlesticks play, regardless of where it is, especially if it's support. Support Fiddlesticks is just a lot of fun, and I think a lot of people underrate the potential of it. The fact that he has a silence makes it huge. I think silence in general is just a very underrated ability or form of CC. So being able to prevent somebody from flashing... Oh, he's actually going mid, but either way. Preventing somebody from flashing is huge. And there's an Alistar versus a Fiddlesticks mid. So I am very excited about this. Those headbutts are going to hurt real bad. Let's see, in bottom lane, it looks like a lot of action is going down. Ezreal might go down from one more buckshot. Oh, but Graves might go down himself. And yes, they do get away just fine. Blitzcrank does fall in the back just to get... Wow, a lot of action going up top. Being able to take out Fiora. Let me see if I can get back real quick. Yes, Lee Sin comes around from the back, gets a slow off, and then gets Sonic Wave. Oh, yes! And the last hit from Garen coming out, being able to pick up that kill. And it doesn't look like anything else exciting happened. Yeah, alright. So, great job on that end. Being able to pick up that first blood is huge, especially when they have a Shaco on the team. It's interesting to see that he got the first blood with that. And now Shaco's coming in to the bush, being able to prevent Garen. Oh yes, he does get feared by the box. And now a little bit more damage coming up, but a lot of damage is going on too. Yeah, I don't think Dyrus is... Yeah, so very unfortunate. Garen does go down from the red buff in the Ignite. Although at the same time, Fiora was not able to get an assist there, so that's a little bit less gold for the red team. Although it looks like the red team is farming better, so they're actually ahead in gold, despite the first blood onto the blue team. So great job so far. Everything's pretty much dead even still. It's only 4 minutes in the game, so anything can still happen. And Fiddlesticks versus... Fiddlestick versus... Oh, yes, the fear and the great silence. I'm surprised that... I thought the silence bounced back to him, so it wasn't actually doing anything. But, oh, a lot of damage coming out from Fiddlesticks. And the slow going on... Oh, the great flash coming out. Oh, no, Fiddlesticks is in the back. But... Yes, and the fear coming off from Fiddlesticks, being able to get a little bit of damage, and now Lee Sin looks like he's trying to tower dive, but I don't think he's going to be able to live through that. And now a little bit more damage, and might get a fear. Yes, a fear does come off, but I don't know if, yes, Lee Sin will go down to the Shaco. Very good, successful counter gank. Coming out, it turned in from a counter gank to a gank to a counter gank. There was just a lot of action mid. Everyone was taking turns doing damage to the other person's mid. So it's interesting. Now red is pinging bottom. They're pinging Graves. So it looks like Shaco really wants to get this Graves, but he needs to be careful he doesn't get spotted by these minions. So good job by him being able to be aware. They do have a ward in this bush. So yes, he does avoid the damage from the ward. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do anything with that gank. There was a lot of action going on, and now I don't know where that came from. It's probably the tower shot from Taric. That was what the noise was. Or a tower shot going on to Taric. Now there are no wards in Tribush. It's going to be very scary for blue team, so they are going to go back and possibly, yeah, they're going to pick up some wards just to ward that Tribush to make sure that that Shaco doesn't get up close and personal, like all in their face, because that's when everything gets really scary, once Shaco is able to just free roam without any ward protection. And Alistar's a great pick against Fiddlesticks, mainly because Fiddlesticks needs that drain to really sustain in lane. properly as well as to do a lot of his damage. So Alistar having two forms of CC really makes it difficult. Really makes it difficult for Fiddlesticks to be able to do anything. And Taric going down bottom lane, actually. I'm going to see if I can go back and pick that up. A great grab coming out from Blitz, and now he just goes down from the jungler, as well as Graves' buckshot. So a lot of damage, perfect grab, being able to get him in the bush. And there's just absolutely nothing Taric could do about that. And that Crow Star in slow motion. Alright. Okay. So let's see if we can get back. Alright, so here's where a lot of action started. Yes, so the Shaco gets silenced by the Garen, and the Garen is able to ignite him and then finish him off with the ult. And now Garen's going to Ghost, and the kid's headbutted over the wall. Great job, and now with the ult from Fiddlesticks, just picking up that creep wave and getting the assist. So great job by Fiddlesticks being able to use his ult effectively against like 5 or 6 people, as you should. And now blue team is going to be taking red team's and a lot of damage going on to Taric. Taric does go down almost instantly after that grab. They had 4 members on the blue team in that tri-bush, so once that grab went down, there's absolutely nothing they could do. And now they're just going to get a free dragon, uncontested. They go for the grab, but the grab is unsuccessful. And now a ton of damage is going out on to Fiddlesticks. I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this. Doesn't even get... Oh, and now the... While the Blitz goes down, the Graves is able to quick shot through the wall and get away safely. And now it's up to Lee Sin. Lee Sin's going to have a safeguard up. He is able to safeguard, yes. And the ult from Ezreal coming out, picking up the kill. That probably did just the perfect amount of damage. But great job by Ezreal being able to know exactly what he can do and how much damage he does. So let's see what else we can find out. Shaco now has double buffs, so this is again going to be very scary for the entirety of the blue team, because there's no telling on where he's going to go, and blue team doesn't have vision of him because he deceived through that. And now he did save his deceive, and he is possibly going to die from that. Yeah, the Garen just does way too much damage. He has his ult up, so if Shaco continued to stay there, he would have gone down from the ultimate. And Fiddlesticks just throwing out his auto attacks. Seems like he's doing a lot more damage than I believe he should be. And now bottom lane, Graves taking a ton of damage, gets blocked by the minion. And very unfortunate that Ezreal does not quite have his ult up, but he has it now. He might just fire it for funsies. And he does fire right at that bush, picking up the kill. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So great job by Ezreal picking up another kill with his ultimate. There's just no stopping him at this point. Well, there is stopping him, but he's just doing a phenomenal job at picking up all those kills with his ult. And it's gonna start to get a little demoralizing, I think, for the blue team. Since they did have kind of a lead at the beginning, but now they're starting to lose it. It's still, you know, they still have the gold lead, of course. So they were able to do a lot of really nice ganks, luckily to Blitzcrank. I think Shaco did see Fiddlesticks go in that bush, but it's possible that he didn't. Yeah, I don't believe he did. And now Fiddlesticks and Garen are both behind Fiora. I don't believe there's any way she's going to be able to get out of this. And he does silence her quite a few times, so great job being able to do that. And the drain coming out, not going to be able to... Yes, the ultimate coming out. And Fiddlesticks is just going to drain the clone until it dies. And Shaco is safely off in the bush all by himself. And the Shack box is going to pop and destroy this Fiddlesticks completely, but Fiddle is just going to drain it. I miss the good old days with the Shack boxes where you put like 20 in a bush, go AP, and it would just kill them. Those are good times. Good times. With Fiora dead, Shaco's going to be able to farm top lane. So it's both good and bad. So it gets Shaco a little bit more gold, because he is lacking a little bit behind in the creep score department. He only has 30, but then again he does have 3 kills. So it prevents him from ganking. And a great silence coming out. And now the ultimate from Fiddlesticks. And Fiddlesticks is going to run the wrong way, it seems. He wasn't taking turret aggro. And now Graves is able to pick up the Taric. But then he goes down. Actually, I'm going to take a look at that. Yeah, a lot of damage coming out. Graves takes out the Taric at about the same exact time that Ezreal takes him out. And now Blitz is taking a ton of damage, getting chased down by the Ezreal. Ezreal is going to have his Arcane Shift up here really soon. And I can see him just taking it out. On the bad news, it was a doable. And a great attempted grab by the Blitzcrank. That would have been an awesome grab to get, but I don't believe he would have had the follow-up quite on time. Let's see if we can get back to live here real quick. And see what else. So yeah, they did find out that Lee Sin's red buff is now gone. So that's unfortunate for the Lee Sin. But it's not going to hinder him too much. He's great with auto attacks and he does really enjoy having that red buff. But it's not necessary for him to have. And now Shaco is picking up the blue buff again. But yes, it looks like Alistar is going to be the one that's taking it in the end. I'm going to be very interested to see this AP Alistar try to pick out those kills on the mid lane now that he does have blue buff. He's going to be able to spam that heal, going to be able to spam headbutt and pulverize. It's just going to be, it's going to be a little crazy once he gets in fights. A lot of action going down bottom. Ezreal picks up another kill with his ultimate, and let's see if the grab can go off. Yes, the power fist just goes off instead. Great job being able to do the damage, and Lee Sin gets stunned by the Ezreal, but it does end up getting taken out by the Lee Sin, and now Lee Sin takes out the Taric. And top lane, it looks like Fiora does end up going down from the Garen as well. And now Garen is just going to farm behind the tower and get as much creep kills as he can. And it looks like Shaco has a few boxes here, but it's not really going to scare him away quite yet. And now that they know that Lee Sin is going for Dragon, it's possible that Shaco could get a nice pickup kill here. It doesn't look like they're falling for it though. And with that, with all the distraction, it looks as if red team's tired. Oh, and a headbutt pulverize coming out on the Blitz. And Blitz goes down almost instantly. That headbutt pulverize did, oh my gosh, like 3/4 of his health. It's an insane amount of damage right now. I wonder what item he's actually going to go for first. It is 14 minutes in, so I do expect him to get a little bit done. The stun coming out onto Garen, and now Garen spinning to win, and he's going to be able to take out that Ezreal without any problems whatsoever. And now the silence coming off onto Alistar again, and Alistar does end up going down once again. And Garen is just doing a lot of work at this point. He's putting the team on his back, that's for sure. 117 creep kills, a brutalizer, and a BF sword. As well as when he has his shield, he has a ton of armor and magic resist. Although he does have a ninja tabby for the laning phase against Fiora. And that is very intelligent of him. Now Shaco's gonna try to steal it while he's stealthed. And he does successfully take it with the stealth. Great job by Shaco with that drive-by smite. Absolutely great. He just casually deceived out of this bush and walked around for 5 seconds or 4 seconds and smited on the way out. It was perfect timing, everything. And in the meantime, Fiora takes up top tower. So usually when the opposing team is going after Dragon, it's usually best to go and try to take top tower if it's not already taken. So in this particular case, that's exactly what Fiora wanted to do, but then Shaco stole the dragon, so they got a dragon and a tower out of that exchange. and that just put him right back in this game without any problems whatsoever. And a ton of damage coming out with the Blitz Grab and the Power Fist. Absolute great job coming out from the Blitzcrank. He's on fire with those grabs, and there's just nothing that's going to stand in his way at this point. And Fiddlesticks soloing blue buff because he can. Let's see what he's actually leveling first. It looks like he's leveling Drain first, which is a tad bit surprising. I know it does more damage and everything, but typically I would have liked to see a couple more levels in the Fear, just so that you can Drain for longer. And damage going on to Graves to the point where he does take lethal damage from that Taric Ezreal combo that is so absolutely scary. And the Drain coming out from Fiddlesticks, but just isn't enough to withstand the damage from Alistar and Shaco. Just highly... And now, yes, blue team is pinging for Shaco, or sorry, red team is pinging for Shaco to back off, it looks like. And blue team didn't even really care about the Shaco to begin with, but they just wanted to make sure they weren't risking it. And blue team was spotted by this ward here in Tribush. And now Lee Sin is spotted here, right between these two mid towers. And it's definitely good. Yes, the Shaco clone is going to go out, and he's going to try to do a little bit of damage or scout it out a little bit better. They want to make sure that they're able to get this blue buff, because if blue team can get this blue buff and take it away from whoever their mid is, that would be great. Unfortunately, looks like Shaco's clone was able to take it away with the explosion, and there's nothing that they could do about that. So highly unfortunate, but it does happen. That's the second time that Shaco's been able to steal a neutral monster with that smite, and with being very secretive and incognito about it. So I think the Shaco's doing an absolutely amazing job, especially with the 6 kills on his team, matching up with their AD carry, the Ezreal. It's going to be a phenomenal game in the end. I really want to see. A lot of people say Shaco falls off late game, which in a lot of cases he does. It kind of depends on the way you build him. Now it looks like Fiddle's just getting manhandled. He keeps getting ganked in mid by 2 to 3 people every time, and there's just nothing he can do about it. And the headbutt pulverize coming out from Alistar going in, and Fiora ults onto the Lee Sin, and now a ton of damage going out. It does go down finally, and the headbutt onto the Garen, and is gonna silence the Alistar and now do spin to win, but he is popped up, so he was not able to do damage he wanted. And the Blitz goes for the grab, but unfortunately Alistar does juke it. And with that, oh my gosh, so Shaco's backdooring the tower basically that whole time in mid. He did successfully take down, but then he got blew up almost instantly once he got into the actual fight. Now it looks like blue team really wants to take out this Blitz. And the perfect grab with coordination of the Fiddlesticks ult does take out the Fiora without any problems. And now Taric also goes down from the Blitzcrank. Absolute great job from the blue team, being able to pick it back up and almost even the gold. And now with that second red turret destroyed, I'm not sure if that's going to quite happen. Lee Sin is now going on 1v1 against Ezreal with the Blitz's help. Blitz is able to pick it up with the Lee Sin, but the Ignite going on to Lee Sin might kill him. No, so close. He's probably under 30 or 40 HP. And Deceive trying to get into the race did not go through 100% with the Shaco's Deceive. So it's unfortunate for him that he was not able to get through the wall. He's going to take the long way around, but overall it's not going to be too much of an issue. Red team's middle front tower is very, very low in health. I'm surprised that blue team hasn't just kind of gone up there and auto-attacked at once. That's all it would really take, even if it was from a Fiddlesticks. It'd just be like one auto-attack and that's it. So let's take a look at the gold here real quick. Headbutt Pulverize coming out onto Garen in tower range, so he takes a lot of damage. Silas's Alistar does take out a lot of his health and now gets knocked into the Ezreal, and it looks like it's going to go down almost instantly. And he does, and Ezreal coming out with the ultimate, able to assist in taking out that Lee Sin for the Shaco, and now Fiddlesticks is forced to back off as fast as possible because he does not want to go down. Red team is now pinging for the Baron, and it looks like they could possibly successfully take this without any hindrance on the blue team. Blue team looks like they might try to stop it a little bit, though. They are actually going to disengage because they didn't have enough people there to do it. So great job by them being able to know their champions, know what their items are, and then be aware of the situation around them. Because that probably would have led to quite a few kills. A 22-minute Baron is very difficult to pull off, especially when you don't have two Wriggles or a very strong single-target champion. Fiddlesticks is pretty good at it, but Fiddlesticks was dead. And then Graves isn't too bad, but Graves wasn't really around. And oh, flash grab coming out from Blitzcrank. Unfortunately, does miss, and a lot of damage coming out from Graves. And the Ignite just barely keeping him alive with 52 health. And now the Garen is going to spin to win under the tower, and the grab coming out again from Blitz. But unfortunately, again, it does miss just by a hair on his chinny chin chin. That's right, I said it. And now Lee Sin fighting this box 1v1. There's a lot of action going on mid, but he really just wants to kill that box. Oh, and the grab doesn't quite thread the needle because it comes from the right hand instead of the left. If Blitz was left-handed, that would have definitely gotten the grab. I would like to say that would have definitely gotten the grab. And now blue team is pushing mid as hard as they can. They were able to take out another tower, and now they're ahead on gold. And this is a pretty big change since they have been behind almost the entire game. And now now blue team knows that Shaco has been putting boxes in this bush, as well as just kind of camping out. But yes, wow, it looks like Alistar might be going for the engage, and he does engage, and a great blitz pull coming out onto the Shaco. Shaco almost dies, but it looks like Fiddlesticks is going to die with the Ignite on him. And now Graves is probably going to be able to kill this Fiora. Fiora didn't even ult, and Fiora takes out the Graves without too many problems whatsoever. So it's very unfortunate. Shaco does take out the Garen as well with almost no HP. And now Red is pinging for Baron. And I don't see why they would not do Baron at this point. This is a perfect opportunity. The only person alive that's Blitz. He doesn't have Smite, as well as he does not have a Wriggles. With the combination of those two, there's not really an easy way to steal the Baron at all. Not a reliable way. As long as the other team has Smite, it's going to be pretty easy. Yeah, so red team does get Baron. So that's going to significantly increase their AP, their AD, and their health regen, and just a bunch of things. And it's going to give them a lot of stats just to enable them to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing without having to go back. So yeah, they get health and mana regeneration, and the attack damage and AP increased as well. And Alistar now taking the blue buff. He does have to leash the blue buff back because it is very possible for him to headbutt that blue buff through the wall, which is always depressing when it happens because then the blue buff resets and you have to start over from the beginning. And a lot of damage going on to the Garen, and Garen goes down before he can take out either Ezreal or Shaco. And now Lee Sin does have to go down, and the Flash Dazzle with the Shatter. And a lot of damage coming out. And the Radiance now coming out from Taric, and it doesn't look like blue is having a good time these past couple fights. Lee Sin might get sandwiched out here, but it doesn't look like the rest of his team is too into it. Oh, and a great grab coming on to Fiora through the wall. Absolutely great job. And Lee Sin kicks him back, and red team decides just to dive on the tower, as that is their only real option. And they were able to pick up a double kill without losing anybody, despite that perfectly landed grab onto the Fiora. That was intense. I don't think they saw that coming. I don't think the blue team. There is no necessary reason that the blue team should not have been able to kill that Fiora. I mean, Fiora does have her ult, which kind of... Oh, not really kind of, but it pretty much immunes everything that's going after her in that amount of time that she's using her ultimate. So she flashes around the battlefield, striking random champions 5 times. So she does just kind of blink around back to back. It's a lot like Yi's Alpha Strike, to where you can't really be targeted by anything at that particular time. And you kind of just end up wherever the person you picked ends up. So they can flash deeper into their base. There's a couple things, a couple tricks you can use for it. But overall, her ability to just parry attacks is... It's unmatched. It's just unreal. Like, nothing's being able to stop it. Almost everybody on their team are auto attack champions except Fiddlesticks, and Fiddlesticks is not doing so hot at this present time. So being able to parry everything is not a good start. And now, let's see if we can finally go over a little bit of the gold. And it looks like Fiora is going to get grabbed again by the Blitzcrank, and a lot of damage coming out. Garen was able to throw down his ult, and they were able to pick that up. And, oh, that was so close. Garen almost gets picked up by that Ezreal ult that's been so famous all game. And now the headbutt coming out from Alistar, but it doesn't quite go through. And the ultimate from Fiddlesticks now coming down, being able to stay with everybody, doing an insane amount of damage. And now the headbutt pulverize coming down from Alistar, not doing as much as he would like. And now Blitz is dancing on top of dead bodies. Not very sportsmanlike, but who cares? This is League of Legends, right? So blue team basically just turned the entire thing around. This is a great example of why never to give up. Because no matter how grim things are looking, they lost like 3 or 4 team fights in a row. And all of a sudden, you know, the other team is Baron buff. They're like, we don't care about your Baron buff. We're going to win. And they just won that fight. Yeah, it was pretty crazy how sometimes things just work out that way. And a grab coming out, but it does hit a minion. And now the fear coming off on Fiddle. It's not really much they can do. And a Dragon Kick coming out from Lee Sin. So that's always very fortunate. And Garen on top is able to take out the Shaco, and Shaco is now getting attacked by minions. Oh, and an ultimate coming out from Ezreal. I don't know if it's going to hit anybody. Yes, it does hit 2 people. It hits Fiddlesticks and Blitzcrank. Does quite a bit of damage to Blitzcrank, which I'm a little bit interested in understanding why. Blitzcrank should have enough armor to prevent majority of that damage. It's 177 armor. And now it looks like Fiora and Taric are possibly coming down for this Graves. They really want this inhibitor, this bottom inhibitor. They have middle inhibitor right now. It's going to be respawning relatively soon. So if they can take out that bottom tower as well as take out the inhibitor, it's going to be a perfect opportunity for them to win this game. Once inhibitors start going down, it's very difficult to come back. It's not impossible. It does happen, and it happens, you know, I don't really know percentage, but it happens. It does happen, and there's not really much anybody can do about it. Sometimes it's a throw. Once it gets later on in the game, the respawn timers are higher, so every once in a while teams will just kick it up into high gear, and then all of a sudden they'll be winning every team fight, and they're just able to shut down all the champions and CC all the champions that they need to CC, take out high priority targets, you know, use up their guardian angels if they have them, and just things of that nature. And It looks like the blue team is doing a great job at that right now. As long as they can take out the Fiora and Ezreal, they should have a relatively easy time. Despite... Oh, and the grab coming out and just barely misses. And now the silence going on to Fiora. And Fiora almost goes down. And a great ultimate coming out from Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks doing an insane amount of damage. And now Ezreal coming out with his ult, which also does a ridiculous amount of damage. Hits all 5 people. And now the instant kill onto Fiora. Ezreal is just going to keep popping out spells. Oh, and a great grab coming out from Blitzcrank. Again, he's just absolutely on fire. There's nothing that they're going to be able to do about that. And the flash is now coming out from Taric, trying to get away, running for his every little day life. He needs to run back to those gems. That's the important thing. And now it looks like a Shaco is taking the inhibitor, and there's nothing that they're going to be able to do to stop that at this point. And there's 3 super minions in their base, and this is going to be very detrimental for the blue team. Blue team is going to go for Baron, but there is a lot of damage going on to this tower. Luckily, they have a creep wave spawning, and it's going to be okay. Although I am extremely worried about this Baron fight, as they don't have many ultimates up and running right now. Yes, they were able to get it. Oh, the grab just barely missing Taric, though. Very unfortunate. They're going to retreat back to their base, try to push it back, get some items, and then they hopefully might do a little bit of a push up mid, maybe a push up bottom. I'm not exactly sure yet. We'll see what happens, but it should be interesting to see what they decide to do. There are a lot of advantages of pushing mid, trying to even out that inhibitor so that it doesn't push towards you as hard anymore. But then again, at the same time, it's going to be a lot more difficult to push mid, especially with all 5 of them alive, because they will have super minions. Those super minions are friggin' mini barons. They have so much health and so much resistance. It takes a while to kill them sometimes. It gets really annoying. If you're just trying to tank it so your minions don't die so quickly, they just do a ridiculous amount of damage, and it just gets really annoying. Red team picking up another dragon, which puts them ahead in gold. I think they were a little bit ahead, but now they're ahead by 1,000. And 1,000 gold, 30 minutes in the game, mind you, or 34 minutes in the game, is basically nothing. It's almost nothing. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I mean, it's distributed among the whole team, so it's 200 gold between the whole team, which is, in a sense, nothing. At this late in the game, it's just too close to call right now. The only thing that really gives red team a chance, or not really a chance, but the advantage is the fact that they do have that inhibitor down and exposed if it respawns. So they are going to be able to keep pressure onto the blue team as long as they keep that inhibitor down. That's just basically constant pressure that they're always going to be able to apply. Might allow them to split push another lane. Oh, I thought if Blitz would have blind guarded into that bush, that would have been absolutely hilarious and would have been a great play, but I don't think. And Ezreal sending out his clone, going to go for, and yes, a lot of damage going out. The Ignite being used from Garen, and a lot of damage coming out mid. It looks like Alistar is able to pick up a kill onto the Fiddlesticks. Not much that they could do about that. And a grab coming out onto Fiora and the Power Fist now. But no follow-up from Graves is going to be happening, which is very unfortunate. And a lot of damage going on to Garen. Garen's going to be doing as much as he can before he dies. Unfortunately, he does die before he can pick up a kill onto that Shaco. And it's very possible, even when they had Baron, that they're going to be taken out by the red team at this point in time. They do... Oh, and a great grab coming out onto Taric, but they weren't able to follow up on it. And a lot of action going on to Ezreal. Ezreal jumps in, but then jumps right back out. And the ultimate from Blitz with the follow-up from Lee Sin is able to take out the Fiora, but then Lee Sin goes down almost immediately afterwards from the Ezreal. And now Graves picking up the Taric. Graves is doing an absolutely phenomenal job being able to pick up these kills as much as possible. And the grab coming down, but unfortunately it doesn't hit who they wanted to hit. And oh man, the increased sight vision range really probably ended up killing that Shaco. And the Graves being able to pick up 2 kills, but the Alistar was able to do a headbutt pulverize, and just his passive was able to pick up that last bit of kill. Yeah, that trample is just too OP with AP Alistar. So it does do bonus damage from the amount of AP that he has. So every second he just has, he basically has a passive Sunfire cape at this point. He's able to spam his spells with the cooldown reduction that he has from the Deathfire Grasp. He has a Void Staff, so it's going to be doing the actual damage that it says. So it does 76.45 damage. So, and buildings for 3 seconds. So it does it to units and buildings in a little AoE around Alistar. So Alistar's going to be quite powerful as long as he can stay alive. Once he pops his ultimate, it's going to be very difficult to kill him. So they kind of have to ignore him, which is not something they really want to do to anybody, to be honest. Especially their AP mid. But once, they won't use as many spells or abilities or anything on him once he's in his ult. Because then once he gets out of it, it's going to be a lot easier to kill him since he isn't running that normal support tanky type of Alistar. I guess he does. He did pick up a Glacial Shroud, so this is going to provide him with quite a bit more armor. He doesn't have very much magic resist. I would like to see him pick up an Abyssal Scepter, because that Abyssal Scepter would provide him with a little bit more AP as well as magic resist. And the Blitzcrank is so close to getting him once again. And the Oracle showing up on both teams. And now this is very dangerous. A lot of damage coming out from everybody. And the Fiddlesticks does have a Zonius and does an incredible amount of damage. Is going to be able to drain that Taric so bad. And now he feared and another drain coming on to Fiora. But very unfortunate for him that Alistar was there and was able to headbutt, take him down. And I don't know if Taric's going to be able to get out of this. Oh, the grab just barely misses. And Blitz goes down. It's not exactly what they wanted, but now that 2 of the inhibitors are back up, they're still exposed, but they are back up. It was basically a 4-for-2 exchange at this point. Lee Sin did respawn, so that's good. And a lot of damage coming out, and oh yes, the headbutt pulverized combo just absolutely demolishing that Lee Sin, along with the Deathfire Grasp. Well, actually, it wasn't open yet, but it is about to be up right now. And yes, does use it in the end. Fiora does go down from the Garen, and now it's up to Graves to save the day. And that's going to be dangerous with the headbutt pulverized combo. Followed up with pretty fed Shaco. Shaco does have a Tiamat, which is pretty interesting because you don't really see many people get Tiamats ever, even in normal games, let alone high ELO games like this. Although I did see a video with Shyvana with a full Tiamat build, going in a dragon form and using her twin bite, which was pretty hilarious and like insta-gibbing people. You should definitely check that out. Just search it up on YouTube. It's really funny. And it looks like Shaco is going to deceive the other way, and Blitzcrank doesn't even care. He's going after the clone. They use Shirelli's Reverie, so great job by Shaco being able to bait out their Shirelli's Reverie, as well as juke that Blitz hardcore. That Blitz didn't even break his ankles because he didn't even turn around as fast as he could have, or should have, I suppose. It was a pretty sick juke. It looked like he was going down straight, and then it looked like he deceived right when he got in the bush, but it's unfortunate for him. He did not deceive once he got in the bush. And now Blitz is going to bait out, and a lot of damage. Oh, and the deceive coming out. The grab just wasn't fast enough. If the grab was a little bit sooner, I think he would have been able to get it. But it's just something that happened the way it happened. And there's a lot of action going in. Now there's 2 more wards in that Baron area from the blue team, and just a Jackbox from the red team. So blue team doesn't have an Oracles anymore. They're not going to be able to take out the wards that they want to do, and they got initiated onto, the Blitz did, by the entirety of the red team, and now the red team assumes that they're going for Baron, but it looks like they did back off, and the headbutt onto Garen coming out almost immediately, and now Fiddlesticks with his ult gets instantly exhausted, and now a lot of damage is still coming out, and then he gets blown up immediately. Ezreal going onto the Graves. Graves dashes right into the Shaco, and now Shaco is going to die. Or sorry, Shaco is going to kill. Yeah, he dives right onto the Shaco, and Shaco helps with the kill with just basically guaranteed extra damage. So Lee Sin tries to protect those little areas from the minions. They don't want the inhibitors to go down, but it doesn't look like they even care about that bottom inhibitor again. Anymore. They're just going to go in, attack speed buff the whole team, and the stun coming out from Taric, and the surrender vote also coming out from the blue team. Congratulations to the red team, and good game for the blue team. It was very close, very back and forth. As you can see, the gold count was just neck and neck almost the entire time. Same with the kill count. I couldn't really pick out a certain moment in time to where it was definitely one-sided for the red team, because right when I thought it was one-sided, they lost 2 or 3 team fights in a row, and then I thought that blue team had the momentum to just destroy the red team after that, but then red came back and did the same thing basically. So it was pretty crazy, but I think it was a really great match. Yeah, if you guys like my videos, make sure to like and subscribe to my videos, to my channel. Comment on the videos if you have anything to say. If you want to request a champion or a certain player that you want to see a high level ELO play, just let me know. Send me a message in YouTube. Post a comment, say, hey, I want to see this person, or hey, I want to see this champion, and I'll add it to the list. I also have the list of everything that people have requested with their names in an Excel spreadsheet that's linked so everybody can view it on your webpage. All you have to do is go to the info on this video, click on the link, and it will come up and it'll show you a list. There's a couple different tabs there, so make sure there's one for players and one for champions. So just make sure you're on the right one. But yeah, thanks again everybody for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.